Hello, welcome back to our last lecture. So far, we have learned some do's in word choices to make your diction accurate, appropriate, and compelling. Failure to decide precisely what you want to say or failure to determine how you want to say it results in sentences that convey blurred, weak thoughts. Here are some typical don'ts in word choice based on common mistakes, wordiness, cliches, and pretentious words. Our objectives are 1. To learn what are the 3 types of common mistakes in word choice. 2. To be able to find 4 rules for avoiding wordiness. 3. To be able to identify the 3 types of common mistakes. Task 1. 1. Do you think the following words in red are necessary words? 1. To accelerate the pace of economic reform. To accelerate means increase the pace of. 2. Living standards for the people. The notion of living standard applies only to people. 3. We should adopt a series of measures to ensure that here the plural form of measures convey the sense of a series. 4. In my opinion, I think. 5. What's more, besides. 6. Account for the reason why. So we need to cut out all the words in red. Vigorous writing is concise. A sentence should contain no unnecessary words. A paragraph, no unnecessary sentences. For the same reason that a drawing should have no unnecessary lines and a machine no unnecessary parts. Conciseness is also a mark of good academic writing. To write an effective essay, you should learn to write precisely and concisely, using only as many words as are necessary to convey what you want to say. Do not add words just to lengthen your essay or create fancy expressions. It is far more important to get your message across effectively. To weed out redundancy, ask yourself whether what you have written is essential to the meaning you intend to communicate. Redundancy is commonly seen in the use of more or most, as in the following 2 examples. Example 1. There's a more preferable method to do this. If you prefer something, you like it more than something else. Therefore, more is redundant. Example 2. There's the most unique case you have yet seen. In the second case, unique means one of its kind, with no equal. So, strictly speaking, you cannot have varying degrees of uniqueness. So, delete more or most. Based on Joe Packingham's book, The Translator's Guide to Chinglish, here are 4 main types of superfluous words. Words are superfluous when they can be repeated with a few words that mean the same thing. 1. Omit superfluous, unnecessary phrases. Sometimes you can use a simpler word for these phrases. So, use the words in the right column instead of words in the left column. 2. Omit the plus general noun plus of. There's one type of noun that deserves special attention because it is the commonest type of unnecessary word in Chinglish. This is the general noun that serves only to introduce a specific noun or gerund to follow. A serious mistake in the work of planning. In such constructions, the first noun announces the category of the second. In this case, it tells reader that planning falls into the category of work. That is something they already know. Accordingly, the first noun should be deleted to produce a serious mistake in planning. Now your turn. Consider promoting the cause of peaceful reunification. We should remove the cause of. 3. Unnecessary verb plus noun. Most unnecessary verbs in Chinglish occurs in phrases. Usually, they are combined with nouns plus the inevitable articles and prepositions that nouns bring with them. Example, we must make an improvement in our work. Here, the verb make is a weak, colorless, all-purpose word having no very specific meaning, while the real action expressed in the noun improvement. Since the verb contributes nothing to the sense, remove it. So we say we must improve our work. Now it is your turn. Can you simplify the following wordy phrases? We can substitute a stronger phrase for a longer phrase with a weak verb. 4. Unnecessary verb plus unnecessary noun plus third word. Example, our efforts to reach the goal of modernization. There are 3 nouns, efforts, goal, and modernization. The third noun is usually a noun or gerund. This new noun is in fact performing the function of a verb. It should be given the form of a verb. So we need to say, our efforts to modernize. Sometimes the problem isn't choosing exactly the right words to express an idea, it's being wordy, or using words that your readers may regard as extra or superfluous. Keep an eye out for wordy constructions and see if you can replace them with more concise words or phrases. 2. Clichés. Can you summarize the common features of the following phrases? Yes, they are clichés. A cliché is an expression that has been worn out through constant use. Overused word, phrase, and statements such as "Don't judge a book by its cover." In everyday speech, we might use clichés, but academic writing requires more thoughtful ideas and originality. This also means that you should avoid using clichés because they do not show original thought and lack specific meaning. It is a better strategy to think of more original and specific ways of stating your idea. 3. Pretentious words. Can you make some unnatural-sounding sentences into natural-sounding ones? 1. We relished the delicious repast. We can say, we enjoyed the delicious meal. 2. The officer apprehended the intoxicated operator of the vehicle. It should be the officer arrested the drunken driver. We can see that the same thoughts can be expressed more clearly and effectively by using plain, natural language. Some people feel that they can improve their writing by using fancy, elevated words rather than simple, natural words. They use artificial, stilted language that more often obscures their meanings than communicate clearly. One of the biggest mistakes students made in academic writing is trying too hard to sound academic. Be sure to avoid writing stiff, overtly formal sentences, using big words just for the sake of it, and therefore expressing ideas indirectly. Remember to check that you use formal vocabulary and that you write concisely, without redundancy and precisely, with words that accurately convey your intended meaning. In addition, you may encounter other examples of uncertainty or confusion regarding word choice. The best guide would be a good dictionary. one that gives you examples of word usage. You can also refer to online corpus sources, such as the British National Corpus, to check how words are used in public works. If help is not available, it is safer to choose to be simple and clear rather than risk confusing your readers. We have learned what some don'ts are in your word choice. Now, best wishes to get ready for your writing journey. Thank you. Bye.